Applejack Stadium in the Dana Thompson Rec Park in Manchester will be the central site locally for some high-level sports action, featuring several schools and soccer organizations which have come together to build upon past efforts to make Manchester a summer sports mecca. Two soccer organizations in particular will be featured: the Blackrock Football Club, which is based out of Great Barrington, Massachusetts, and which is part of the USL2 League, an amateur developmental soccer league sponsored by the United Soccer Leagues in the US and Canada, and the locally based Vermont Fusion, which for the past 25 years has offered youth sports in the Manchester and the surrounding communities at a variety of age levels, will be headlining the action over June and July, with 11 matches all told. The schedule can be found on the website applejackstadium.com. Manchester's town manager John O'Keefe gave us some background as to what will be going on.
June 5th, we have Blackrock Football Club versus the Boston Bolts. And then the next day, Sunday, we've got a 6 o'clock kickoff, the Vermont Fusion against Westchester, New York. So those are two new teams to the area. Blackrock Football Club has been in existence for several years now. They moved their home to Manchester from the Berkshires, and that's a USL League Two team. So they're, I guess in baseball terms, you think of them as a single A baseball team. Their team is made up of mostly college players, a lot of them from Division I schools across the country, and then they have a couple either players on hiatus or that have previously played in the Major League Soccer, which is the U.S. top league. So kind of a mix of veterans and newer players. That league is dubbed the Pathway to the Pros, so it's sort of an entry point for kids who want to play professional soccer. And they have that club has players playing in the MLS, a bunch playing in the MLS, and then actually one of them is playing in England in the top league in England, and a couple other clubs internationally. So they've got a good track record for producing good players. So I think that'll be really interesting. And then the Vermont Fusion is playing, which is a club that's been in Manchester for years, but has never had a team at this level. That's the Women's Premier Soccer League, and that is the second tier of women's soccer in the U.S. So it's right underneath the league that like Alex Morgan, Carly Lloyd, a lot of the U.S. national players that you'd see on TV playing in the international games. A lot of those players are playing in that league. So this is the league just below that league. And that team is made up of actually some local players and then players as far away as Hawaii and Colorado, Illinois are some of the states that the players come from.
We also had a chance to talk with Eric Perry, the Vice President and Director of Operations for Vermont Fusion, who described what they do. Their Women's Premier Soccer League team will be playing 3 matches over June and July at Applejack, but they also offer instruction and matches for younger players as well.
So Vermont Fusion has historically been a youth club. So we have ages ranging from U8s, so under 8s to under 18s or 19s, and that's on the boys and the girls sides. And we have, I think we're over 220 players this season, which is, I think, is pretty remarkable given the fact that we've come off of a pandemic and the guidelines and the mandates are kind of letting loose just at the right times for us. As much work as that created for us, certainly we're excited that many people are ready to play soccer and be outside and doing things. So, pretty exciting for the community and kids especially. The other part of what we're doing now is the Women's Premier Soccer League team. So this is essentially the highest level of amateur play that you can have in the United States on the women's side. And we're pretty proud and honored to be doing this. Applejack Stadium obviously is a gem that the town has helped create, and John has been part of that kind of force and motivation towards creating this initiative, if you want, to encourage groups and organizations to come here, use this facility, and create Manchester as a soccer and athletic destination. And for us, it's really a no-brainer to utilize the fields that we have. In the past, there weren't enough fields to kind of share with lacrosse and other spring sports, and the numbers weren't there, but certainly now we are. So the WPSL leads into that idea of this team is a higher level team. A lot of the players are Division I level college players. Some have graduated college already, but still have an interest in playing beyond, which would be professionally, either here in the United States or overseas.
One highlight weekend that's shaping up is the weekend of July 7th through 10th, when the Rec Park in Manchester will host one of 3 Women's Professional Soccer League International Combines. The other 2 will be in Buffalo, New York, and San Diego, California, making Manchester like a player that's punching far above its weight. There's also a business and economic side to all of this, as John Burnham, the executive director of the Manchester Business Association, told us.
I think that we're lucky as a community, not only as a business community, but as well as a residential community, that we have world-class fields like Applejack Stadium and Dana Thompson Park, to be able to host some world-class teams playing soccer, lacrosse, all different sports. And what that does for us, as you can imagine, is draw not only players, which normally travel from other destinations, not only in Vermont, but all over New England. And in this case, some of them are coming from across the country. That obviously produces economic uptick for businesses because they have to shop, they have to eat, they have to stay somewhere. And then on top of that, you've got folks coming to see the games. And not only is this a great opportunity for locals to enjoy something unique and different, but also it brings in families and friends and relatives of these sports players or just sports enthusiasts coming to Manchester to watch these games take place at the stadium.
It's one of the things that we've been working on in economic development. Instead of going out and building new things, the best advice that people will give you is you should use your existing assets, improve them if you need to, like we've done here, and build off that base. So we're trying to look at what we have for assets and then try to build an economy around that. Some of it is like a sports-related economy, but the interesting thing about this and a lot of the different things that communities do is this is also providing a benefit to local residents too as we continue to improve the recreational facilities that we have. It not only adds to the tourism side, but also makes the town a nicer place to live and work.
All in all, it's shaping up to be an exciting summer for local sports fans, and with a fall sports schedule following close behind. That will feature high school soccer and football games, as well as college soccer games. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.